Ready to escape into a world of enchanting pixels? What is up, my peeps? And today we're going to be reading The Roadrunner, a very scary lesson. Here, what's all this noise? Asked a startled voice from high atop the cactus. It was an elf owl, and he was annoyed at having been awakened so early in the day. Opening his sleepy eyes wide, he saw the Roadrunner family below him on their early morning outing together. A smile chased the cross look away. "Ah," he said, "a fine family you have there, Roadrunner." Then he whispered, "I saw tracks last night. Be on the lookout for Wile E Coyote." The Roadrunners thanked him for the warning. They all knew about Wile E Coyote. That very morning, Papa Roadrunner lined up his children and told them how dangerous the coyote was. But then, he had added, to stay safe inside where the sun doesn't shine makes a young bird pale and gray. A roadrunner needs to beep and run, so let's be on our way. And with a cheerful beep beep and a bob of their heads, they set out on the day's adventure. The yellow sun smiled down on them as they beeped goodbye to the friendly elf owl. If the owl's eyes hadn't closed in sleep in that very minute, he might have noticed the shadow of a coyote following close behind the happy birds. Soon, the Roadrunners reached some bubbling mud pits. A group of muddy tortoises lay there, basking in the sun and yawning contently. "Want to join us in this lovely squishy mud?" they asked. "No, thank you," beeped the Roadrunners, explaining. "While some skim the clouds, some slide in the mud, each chooses the way he will play. The Roadrunner likes to beep and run, so we'll be on our way." "Well, watch out for coyotes," yawned the turtles. They were too lazy to raise their heads, or they would have heard the stealthy padding of coyote feet close behind the Roadrunner family. Zipping along with Papa proudly at the front, the children spied a creature they had never seen before. They dashed away from their father to meet this new creature on their own. When Papa Roadrunner glanced around and saw what had happened, he was startled. His children were fearlessly facing a mountain lion. More quickly than it takes a frown to wrinkle your brow, he was at their side. And just as quickly as a chuckle chases away a frown, he realized that they had nothing to fear. This was a friendly mother mountain lion, and she was proudly showing off her two tiny yellow cubs. "I'm surprised you let your children run around so freely," she said, giving one of her cubs a loving lick. That sent him tumbling backwards. "If they didn't run, they wouldn't be Roadrunners," Papa explained. "You are right," Mother Mountain Lion replied. "And of course, you've warned them about Wile E Coyote. I'm sure I wouldn't want one of my precious babies wandering into his clutches." For just a moment, the little Roadrunners looked nervously behind them, but the open desert beckoned once more. They ended their visit saying, "Your friendship we value, and you have our promise. We'll visit another day, but a Roadrunner ought to beep and run, so we'll be on our way." If Mother Mountain Lion hadn't been busy separating her wrestling babies just then, perhaps she would have seen a coyote steadily trailing her new friends. At the end of the trail, Papa Roadrunner told the children they could explore on their own. He knew all roadrunners must learn to stand and run on their own 2 feet. Peeking out from amid the rubble of a nearby junk pile, Wile E Coyote's eyes lit up when he saw Papa Roadrunner leave the 3 children. He looked around the heaps of junk for something that would lure the unsuspecting little Roadrunners to him. "A bicycle horn, the very thing. It beeps. If it beeps like a Roadrunner," he cried. But no, when he squeezed the bulb, the sand-choked horn only wheezed. He tried an auto horn. "Ooga," it blared. That would never do. Then inside a battered truck, he found a horn that sounded like a Roadrunner. He crouched down in the seat and pressed the horn. Beep, beep. From far away, and then not so far away, he heard the answering beeps of the children. Soon, the little Roadrunners were right beside the truck. They were puzzled, for the beeping had stopped. At that moment, the truck door flew open, and out jumped Wile E Coyote. Here was the terrible foe the little Roadrunners had been warned about. Their legs whirled frantically, and the chase was on. They raced over tires, leaped across the rusty bathtub, and scattered old magazines and newspapers. The coyote was right behind them. They climbed onto a mountain of furniture and bounced into a valley of bed springs. Wile E Coyote came closer every minute. At last they dashed around the corner of the wrecked truck and leaped high, almost onto the back of Mother Mountain Lion, who was watching her cubs as they played. Wile stopped in his tracks. This was a creature he feared. It only took one deep lion growl to send the sly coyote scurrying out of the junkyard and across the desert. Papa Roadrunner had been nearby, watching everything and ready to help if his children needed him. He knew they had learned a lesson about the tricks coyotes play. "Thank you, Mother Mountain Lion," he said. Then he turned to his children. "We have one more place to go now," smiling, he told them. When beeped and running have filled the whole day, and stars twinkle overhead, a roadrunner wishes, perhaps most of all, to sleep in his own little bed. And away the roadrunners ran, all in a line. All right, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to y'all later.